2:16 a.m., Tuesday, January 14th. The peephole on my apartment door fogged with someone's breath. I had just set my keys on the counter. 5th floor, corner unit, downtown building with thin walls and a freight elevator that moaned when it moved. I hadn't ordered food. No one was coming over. The only email from management that day was about recycling bins, not a late-night inspection. 3 slow knocks, then a calm, male voice. Evening, building maintenance. We're tracing a leak stack. Quick check of your bathroom ceiling. Through the peephole, I saw only a dark shape and an orange safety vest, no face. Because a thumb was pressed right over the glass, I didn't answer. A soft jingle of metal, not a ring of keys, smaller, sharper picks. I texted my across-the-hall neighbor. You up? Someone at my door says maintenance. 3 dots appeared and vanished. Then I'm at my sister's. No checks scheduled. The voice returned, friendly but firmer. Sir, we really need access. It's time sensitive. I held my breath. A thin blade slid into my deadbolt and scraped. Whoever he was knew what he was doing. But my deadbolt was modern and stiff. After 10 seconds, he stopped. The thumb lifted off the peephole. For a second, I saw a cheekbone, a clear plastic face shield up on his head, and clean, unscarred hands in nitrile gloves. No logo on the vest. He walked away. I heard his boots cross the hall, and the elevator cables hum. The noise receded. I waited a full minute before unclenching my jaw. My phone buzzed again. Neighbor, call security. I did. No answer. The front desk was supposed to be staffed overnight. A half cup of coffee always sat there when I came home late. 2:23. The building's intercom crackled to life. Attention residents. Fire alarm test in 5 minutes. Please do not exit. The voice sounded like our manager's, but off, like someone reading her words too carefully. We had never done tests after midnight. Outside my door, the faintest scuff, like rubber against carpet. I tightened my grip on the handle of a screwdriver I'd grabbed from the junk drawer. The scuffing faded. 2:29. The alarm shrieked. Red strobes pulsed at the end of the corridor. Doors opened up, and down the halls, sleepy tenants poked their heads out, confused. That is exactly what you would trigger if you wanted doors unlocked at once. I stayed inside. Through the peephole, I watched a man in an orange vest approach a couple from 5 Bites and usher them toward the stairwell with a polite gesture. He never showed his face to any door cameras. He kept it angled just out of frame, shoulders squared, hands visible, non-threatening, official. When the hallway emptied, he tried my door again. This time, a gentler scrape, then silence. My phone buzzed with a new number. Please proceed to the garage for a safety check. South stairwell only. That phrasing, safety check, felt wrong, like someone who had read, not lived, a protocol. I called 911. The signal in my kitchen was weak. Still, it rang twice, connected, then cracked. I whispered my address and that someone was impersonating maintenance, possibly trying doors. The dispatcher told me to stay on the line. We both cut in and out. Stay, door, officers, route. The alarm finally stopped. The intercom came back, too smooth. All clear. Please resume normal activity at 2:41 on a weeknight. No way. Something thunked against my door. Not a shoulder too light, a magnet. The latch clicks sounded different, with a strong magnet on the strike plate. I'd watched a locksmith do it once. I slid the chain on, then jammed a rubber doorstop under the door and another under the bedroom door for good measure. I grabbed my jacket and went for the balcony. From there, I could see the parking garage across the alley, concrete levels stacked like a cake. Motion lights flickered on the second level. A white cargo van idled near the south stairwell. Rear doors closed. No logos. I didn't open the balcony door. I went for plan B. Down the north stairwell to the first floor lobby and out the street. Exit. More cameras. More eyes. Maybe a passing cop. I stuffed my phone, wallet, and keys into my jacket and cracked my door. Dead quiet. The carpet smelled faintly of lemon cleaner and dust. I locked up and moved fast toward the north stairs. Each landing had a small square of blue painter S-tape stuck at ankle height with an arrow drawn in Sharpie, all pointing down. Someone had been marking routes. Between 5 and 4, I heard footsteps below. I pressed myself against the wall and peered over the rail. A headlamp swept the stairwell, not fast, like a fisherman's light over water. It paused, then tilted up. I pulled back and held my breath. My options: go back or pass on, for by cutting through the hallway and taking the other stair, I slid onto 4 and eased the door open. Empty corridor. The emergency light buzzed. I moved, shoes whispering on carpet, and reached the far stairwell door. I put my ear to it. Nothing. I cracked it. Cold air and concrete smelled of damp steel. I went down, quick, counting landings. 4 to 3, 3 to 2. Onto a door below, opened and closed. Voices, low, to men. One said north, the other said garage. I took 2 to the lobby and pushed the bar. The lobby was dark, except for the aquarium blue of the front desk computer. A paper cup sat half full. A walkie-talkie blinked, unattended. I didn't linger. I crossed the marble and went out to the street. The night slapped me with cold. My breath made small clouds. Across the alley, the garage's side door stood ajar, a doorstop wedged in. The white van idled on level 2, exhaust drifting. I pulled up the hood of my jacket and kept 2 shadows, heading away from the van, away from the south stairs. I chose the street and distance. My phone buzzed a text from the unknown number. Do not go east, south ramp only. Someone was watching enough to know my direction. That decided it. I went west, fast, then cut north onto a busier avenue. At 2:57, a patrol car turned onto my block. I waved it down and gave them the building address, everything I'd seen and heard. The officers radioed it in. One car went to the alley. Another asked me to wait by the cruiser. I stood on the curb, shaking, not sure if it was cold or adrenaline. 10 minutes later, the officer from the alley returned. Garages empty. Security says there was a false alarm. They're reviewing footage. His tone said he didn't buy it either. He took my statement, my number, told me to stay with a friend if I could. At 4:12, my phone lit with an email from management. We apologize for a brief overnight alarm malfunction. There is no cause for concern. Attached was a single still from a grainy camera, a figure in an orange vest walking past the elevator, face turned away. In the reflection on the elevator's steel, though we could see just enough the clear shield pushed up, a pale cheek, a mouth forming a small, polite smile. When I finally went back at dawn, a maintenance sticker was on my door. Leak inspection completed, 2:35. The signature line was blank. Taped beneath it was a library card from the little free library on our corner. On the back, in tidy block letters, "You did right, not opening at 2:16. Next time, use the south ramp. I peeled both off and threw them away. I still moved out a week later. Every time the elevator moaned, I pictured a thumb covering the peephole and a smile you could only see in a reflection.